Welcome back to another video of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I did say in the last video I was going to show the deck list, but I forgot, so I will show the deck list in this video. And to be honest, I did uh, change the deck when I was playing in those videos. So to be honest, this is the new variation, so it's all okay because I am not using some cards that I used in the last video, the video before this one. So there is that. The deck is a lot more consistent with the new version, so it's better to get the deck list now, to be honest. So there is that. So they are playing Sword Soul, but they bricked hard, so they had to pass the turn with just one Tenyi, Monk of Tenyi. So I summon Road. I want to get to search a card, but they negate it. So I have terraforming, so I will go for the Secret Village because I don't want them to use spell cards. So I summon. I use Salvation to set one more Eternal Soul. Then I use Secret Village because I don't want to draw the second Eternal Soul because that would be a brick. So we get rid of the brick and within the deck. Within the deck, then we attack for to kill the Monk of the Tenyi, but then we end the turn and they just scooped because they did bricked hard. We are playing Dark Magician, we know what brick, what is breaking, and it is good to see that other decks can have the same problem that we do. So Sword Souls, yeah. Okay, we get to see the Piercing the Darkness. This is a card I cut spot in this video. We have it, so that is that. So we use Salvation Magician Souls to send Dark Magician, then we use its effect to send these two cards to draw two cards, then we get these cards, then we get to play Rod. We search for the Salvation because we want to set the Eternal Soul. We set the Eternal Soul, we have the Circle. We have the Eternal Soul, so we can banish one card from the opponent's board. We get the second soul, Eternal Soul with the circle. So we summon Artemis by sending Road to graveyard. We have summon limits, so the summon limit against this deck just perfect, unless they go for the Smasher. And they have the Runic Flash Fire, so they want to summon another monster. Use summon limit immediately, and they go for the Runic Distraction, which I was hoping they didn't have it, but they did have it, so no summon limits for us, and they can go crazy with the situation, and they get to search the Smashers as well, so they can get rid of Eternal Soul and wipe out our board. So I know I will get to see Eternal Soul banished, so I tributed the Artemis with Magician's Rod. I wanted to banish a card, but they just immediately went for the Smasher, so I didn't get to banish a card, and I am now going to lose my board. But we made them banish the Sprite Jet, so they did lose one material for their place, but they still have Hugin, so they can go for the Gigantic Sprite, which will be huge because they did use a fusion monster to summon it. So they summon Iparia, and they special summon the carrot from the hand, so they now have a spell negate, but they get rid of it to summon the IP Masquerina, so they will summon it on my turn, so they will have the spell negate, and they just end. I go for Harpy's Feather Duster to get rid of the field spell. They want to summon the Hyperia, so they go for it. They want to draw a card. I get to destroy these two. What? Okay, we get rid of the Cold Buy. I guess they could have used it to get rid of the Dark Magician, but they didn't, so there is that misplay. But we searched the Magician's Soul, so it wouldn't matter that much. So I went to battle phase to destroy the IP Masquerina, and they let me to go to the battle phase. I was expecting them to use the IP Masquerina, but they didn't. So I destroy it, then I go for the Dark Magician with Magician's Souls to banish the Sprite Elf, and they get to draw one card off of the Maxi. So I use Soul Servant to draw a card, but they Ash Blossom it, so they did draw Ash Blossom with Maxi. We love to see it. So I searched the Secret Village with Terraforming, and this kinda stops the runic place. I mean, with one monster. Okay, this will let them to go for the full Sprite combo, because they could have summoned Gigantic Sprite, but they wanted to summon Sprite Elf because they have IP Masquerade in the graveyard. So at this moment they can go for Max, but they want to give the turn. So I use Maxi in the draw phase so they can chain to stop me drawing cards, but this was too much for them, so they just scooped. Love to see it with the runic Sprite Runic. The best deck in the meta, losing the Dark Magician, but to be honest, they are not playing the best variation, I believe. There is that too. So we go seconds. I still keep the Pierce into Darkness, but I just change it with Magician's combination. So the Omni negate. There is it is hard to pull because you need a Dark Magician Girl and Dark Magician on the one on the field, one on the graveyard or hand. So you need to keep I mean, the graveyard can be hand, but the field cannot. So you need one of them in the field, and the other can be either in your hand or graveyard. But you know, I really like the idea the draw cards with Piercing the Darkness, and attack boost is nice and all, but it's just not good enough. Drawing cards is good, but you only can draw one card, to be honest, if you are lucky with this. So it's not making the deck, it's not adding any power to the deck, so I had to cut this. But I like the kite card with the concept of it. Nonetheless, it had to go. So okay, with Super Poly, I just break their board. I get rid of Sprite Elf and IP Masquerina, so they can only negate a monster, and I am not using a effect monster. So there is that. I wanted to keep the Secret Village, but they just Cosmic Cyclone it, so they will play spell cards in their turn. There is I believe, a misplay, because I could have played the Piercing the Darkness before I summoned Dark Magician to draw a card, so there was a misplay in that moment, so keep that in mind. I could have draw a card, so I didn't. There is that. But it was enough to stop them, and the card I drew is Preparation of Rites, so I will search the Legion of Chaos. With this card, I believe I will get the... Okay, I get the Magician's Souls. I would have get the Road, but I didn't, so now I use Piercing the Darkness to draw a card. So I summon Dark Magician, I draw a card, and the card is summon limit. Perfect. If they can go for the sprite place, I just stop them with summon limit. And I believe I summon Imdak. No, I summon Link Spider. It's the same, to be honest. The Imdak is, you want to summon Imdak the moment you will summon the Dragon Knight, so I just used Link Spider. But I believe I did cut Link Spider too, because that is that. What? Okay. They went for the sprite starter to summon W, but they had they didn't have enough life points to summon it, so they burned themselves to death. Alright, let's check the fourth game. It was nice to see them burning themselves. You never think how much you pay. It's sprite starter, but they did lose a lot of life points, so they should have keep an eye on that. Okay, so we go first, and we get Eternal Soul with the circle. So I just normal summon Magician Souls because I don't have a normal summon. I went for it. I wanted to keep the second Magician Souls to special summon itself, so I can draw cards and yeah. There was nothing I wanted to, I guess, send, so I keep the board as it is. I don't want this card, so I just get rid of it because it negates the monster. It negates the graveyard effect, so I don't want that because I can activate Road from graveyard, and I don't want that card to stay on the board. So this is a Sky Striker with Spellbook. They use the Spellbook of Judgment. Then they draw one card up with Upstart Goblin. They search with Spellbook of Secrets to Spellbook of Knowledge, and yeah, that's their play. So they go for to attack with Shizuku. I tribute Linkribo, and they get to draw two cards because of the Spellbook of Knowledge. And then now they will get another Sky Striker card with Shizuku. They had 7 cards in the hand, so they discard one. And this is my turn. So I draw souls with Illusion of Chaos. I use Magician's Souls effect to summon another Dark Magician, I believe. Because I already have one on the board, I can draw one card by sending the summon limit 2 if I want to get rid of the circle as well, because I can't use it this turn again. So I draw a card with Soul Servant. I draw the second summon limit, so I sent one summon limit. I keep the other one on board. They want to negate my Magician Souls, but I can tribute it to summon Link Rebo, so the target is not on the field anymore, so I will draw a card, and I draw Super Poly. So I guess I could have gone for Super Poly to summon the Dark Magicians. Can I not? I cannot because I had summon limit on the board. I did summon enough, so I had to wait a turn. I guess I could have sent this one too because, but I didn't know I had the little damage without drawing the card, and I didn't have the Super Poly at the moment, so I had to pass the turn. So they want to summon a Sky Striker monster, but they have to play with the summon limit, so they go for Kagari to search to get the Sky Striker mobilize, engage from the graveyard, because now they can destroy a monster on the field, but the monsters are Dark Magician and they are unaffected by card effects. They want to use that card to destroy a monster, then destroy my Eternal Soul. So they are waiting for me to summon a Magician's Soul or Magician's Rod. But in that end phase, I just banish a back row and I get rid of the anchor. Okay, this might look like a misplay, but I had to do it because I had to get rid of the Kakari and I cannot eat it over because it has more attack points. But now I let them destroy the Link Spider and they can get to destroy Eternal Soul with the card they searched, but they are not going for it. Okay, let's keep the... Okay, let me check that card they get. Okay, if you control no monster in your main monster zone, target one face-up monster on the field, destroy it. Then if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard, you can destroy it. Okay, this is not a quick spell, so they couldn't use it. I thought this was a quick spell, so they didn't misplay, they just lost. Okay, let's check the last game. If it would be a quick spell, they could have wiped the board, but it wasn't, so... Okay, so we go second, but we have Maxi, so we just give them the Maxi challenge, and they don't want to take it, and they are playing Exorcisters, so I cannot move a card from the graveyard, so I cannot summon Dark Magician with Magician's Souls to banish a card, to be honest. So they just get rid of the Alice, and this kinda lets me use my graveyard, but Michaelis is a banish, so they have an interruption. I want to use Rhodes effect, but they just negate it. I will now use Magician's Souls to summon Magician's Souls. I want to draw a card with summon limit, but I didn't want them to banish the Dark Magician, so I did summon Magician's Souls to make them think I will draw a card or 2 cards, but they didn't want me to use the effect, so they just banished it. So we get rid of the Exorcister Michaelis banish, and they did have another banish with Returnia, so I can only set summon limit. So they search Marta with the Exorcister packs. They get the search 1 spell card or trap card from the deck, and they search the Returnia. And now they will use Marta to summon another Alice from the deck, and now they can summon Asophiel. Neither player can activate card effects in the graveyard this turn, but I cannot activate a card in the graveyard, so I just play summon limit to stop them go crazy. So in my turn, I will draw the Secret Village, and I have Illusion of Chaos, but this is the Returnia, so this is the trap card, so Secret Village is not useful at the moment. So I search the Secrets of Dark Magic because I can go for the Chimera with sending 3 cards to graveyard. I did send 2 from my hand, so I will draw 2 cards and destroy 1. Then they use Returnia to banish the Chimera, and after that they summon Magnifica, and I can just destroy Magnifica because of the chain link is resolving, so they cannot use its effects. So Magnificar is destroyed, and I search the salvation. I set the eternal soul. I end my turn. I have a dark magician in the graveyard. I have summon limit. So I don't know this is the right play to do. I just immediately summoned dark magician, but I guess they had nothing, so we get to summon another dark magician from the graveyard. This is little damage. I believe I go for the game with this. Yes. Exhaust Sisters lost against Dark Magician as well as the Runic and Sprite. I hope you liked the video. Have a good day. Okay, I didn't want to do that again, so I am using my editing skills to give you the deck list. So this is the deck list: 2 Dark Magician, 3 Magician Souls, 3 Maxi, 3 Rod, 1 DMG, 3 Illusion of Chaos, 1 Harpist Feather Duster, 1 Terraforming, double Preparation of Rites. If I had 3, I would use 3 and cut 1 Illusion of Chaos. So you can do that if you have 3 of the Preparation of Rites. So 1 Fusion Deployment, 2 Secret Village, 1 Salvation, double Circle, double Super Poly, triple Soul Servant, 1 Sickness of Dark Magic, double Evenly Matched, double Skill Drain, double Summon Limit, double Eternal Soul, and 1 Magician's Combination. This is the card that got replaced, that got to stay in the deck and replaced from the Piercing the Darkness. Yeah, we got the Piercing the Darkness to get this card on the deck. So extra deck is 1 Mud Dragon, 1 Earth Golem, 1 Starving Venom, 1 Dark Magician Dragon Knight, 1 Dark Magician's Master of Chaos, Predaplant. I got this card from the Legacy pack, so I wanted to just add it. This is just, I mean, if they have a Synchro monster and 1 XYZ monster, I could summon a Link monster to summon this card. It has nice effects, but I don't think this is a reliable card to keep in the deck for the Super Poly targets, but I just keep it. You can change it if you want. I mean, you can play 1 more the Dark Magicians, or maybe something else. I mean, there are cards that I wanted to change, so you can go for those. I will mention it when I get to them. So 1 Guardian Chimera, 1 Link Spider, 1 Imdag, 1 Artemis, Transcode Talker, Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos, and Access Code Talker. Okay, the cards I wanted to change are, I want to have 1 Dark, I want to have one copy of this card, because this is a Link 2 monster that can summon another monster to go Link 3, and with Link 3 we can go for Celine this card, because this is a Link 3 monster that can summon another monster from graveyard to get to Access Code Talker. So I would cut Blackluster Soldier and Transcode Talker to get those 2 cards, but I don't have Dark, so I go for Transcode Talker, so I can summon Link Spider is a Cybers monster, so I can summon Link Spider with Transcode Talker to summon Access Code Talker. So Link Spider helps with the Transcode Talker, and we can send a Dark Magician, so there are synergy with the Link Spider more than just sending the Dark Magician. but this road is much more better because you can go to link 2, link 3 and link 4 with just going to just with 2 cards. I mean, you just summon dark, and dark, if you have dark, you have access code talker. With this, you need to have transcode talker, which is a link 3, then you have access code talker. So that road is much more accessible. With dark, you just need a link 2 monster. With transcode talker, you need a link 3 monster. So this is requiring more resources to reach to talker. So yeah, if you have dark, go for that road, and if you want to go for that road, you can cut cord used to get dark and slim by cutting the BLS, and you can keep transcode talker for backup plan, because you can summon access code talker from graveyard with transcode talker if you lose access code talker. But if you lose access code talker, you are probably losing the game. So there is that too. So you can cut, if you want, you can keep the BLS, you can cut transcode talker. I mean, what I would suggest to you is keep link spider, keep imdak, cut BLS, cut transcode talker, get dark and slim. Then you have a link 2 that can go for access code talker, and you kinda don't need the BLS. If you want to go a little bit spicy, you can cut link spider to go for the nightmare unicorn. Yeah, nightmare unicorn. I mean, this is a good card as well. You can cut link spider to add these cards. But yeah, this is the deck. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a nice day.